I want you to take a breath with me for just a moment. Not because you are tired, not because the day has been heavy, but because right now, in this very minute, you are standing at the edge of a quiet revolution in your own life. You don't need a new year. You don't need a perfect schedule. You don't need permission from anyone sitting beside you. You only need 1 hour, not 1 hour borrowed from exhaustion, not 1 hour stolen from sleep, not 1 hour filled with noise and scrolling and comparing and consuming other people's dreams. 1 intentional hour a day, 1 sacred hour, 1 honest hour. And if you give that hour to yourself the right way every day in 2026 and beyond, I promise you this, your life will not recognize the person you used to be. We have been trained to believe that change must be loud. That transformation must be dramatic. That growth must come with pain so visible that everyone can see it on our faces. But the real miracles do not announce themselves. They arrive quietly. They sit with you when nobody is watching. They take root while the world thinks you are doing nothing special. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late. You are simply under-practiced in choosing yourself. I know what it feels like to wake up with a heart full of plans and go to bed with empty hands. I know what it feels like to carry a private ache that no one can diagnose. I know what it feels like to be capable, intelligent, loving, and still feel invisible to your own future. And that is why I am not here to give you a complicated system. I am not here to sell you discipline dressed up as punishment. I am not here to shame you into productivity. I am here to return you to your power. 1 hour, just 1. But you must learn how to use it as a doorway instead of a distraction. The first part of your hour is not about doing. It is about clearing, because you cannot build a new life on a crowded mind. You sit, you become still. You let the noise finish its sentence. You allow the anxiety to pace around the room until it grows tired of performing. You breathe long enough for your nervous system to remember that you are not in danger, you are in transition. You do not rush this moment. You do not fill it with music or messages or news. You allow silence to become a companion instead of an enemy. In that quiet, something begins to soften. Your shoulders lower. Your jaw loosens. Your thoughts begin to separate from each other like clouds moving out of the way of a wide blue sky. This is not laziness. This is leadership. This is you learning how to sit in your own presence without running away. Because the truth is, most of us do not fear failure. We fear listening long enough to hear what we actually want. And when the mind clears just enough, you begin the second part of your hour. You speak to your future, not in wishes, not in fantasies, in decisions. You write, you whisper, you declare. You tell the truth about the life you are ready to live. Not the life that looks impressive. Not the life that silences your critics. The life that allows you to wake up without heaviness in your chest. You say what you will stand for. You say what you will no longer tolerate. You say who you are becoming, even if your hands are still trembling. You don't wait to feel confident. You practice being committed. You remind yourself that discipline is not a personality trait. It is a promise you keep when your emotions try to negotiate your destiny. Then when your heart is aligned and your mind is settled, you enter the third part of your hour. This is where your life begins to move. You choose 1 meaningful action, not 10, not a list so long it humiliates your motivation. 1 clear, courageous step toward the person you described a few minutes ago. 1 page, 1 phone call, 1 skill, 1 workout, 1 application, 1 conversation you have been avoiding, 1 boundary you have been afraid to draw. This is not about speed. This is about direction. You are not racing the world. You are reclaiming your trajectory. Every day, this single action becomes evidence. Evidence that you are no longer waiting for your life to change. You are participating in its creation. And here is what makes this hour dangerous in the most beautiful way. Once you begin to see progress that belongs to you, quiet progress, personal progress, progress that doesn't require applause, you become immune to many of the traps that once controlled you. You stop chasing attention when you are building meaning. You stop begging for validation when you are generating results. You stop comparing timelines when you are committed to your own transformation. Your 1 hour a day begins to correct the stories you were taught about yourself. You were told you were inconsistent. You were told you didn't finish things. You were told you lacked focus. You were told you were too emotional, too sensitive, too distracted. But what if you were simply never given space to practice your own depth? What if your power has been waiting for privacy? You see, the greatest shift in your life will not be financial. It will not be physical. It will not even be professional. It will be internal. It will be the moment you realize you can trust yourself. And trust is built the same way strength is built, through repetition. That is why this hour must become a ritual, not a reaction. Not something you do only when life falls apart. Not something you do only when motivation feels generous. You show up on ordinary days, on boring days, on emotionally flat days, on days when nobody would blame you for skipping. Because consistency on unremarkable days is what makes your future unbreakable. Let me be honest with you. There will be days when this hour feels small. There will be days when your effort feels invisible. There will be days when your results seem slow. Do not confuse quiet growth with stagnant living. Roots grow in darkness. Muscles grow through discomfort. Character grows through private obedience. Your life will change long before your environment does. Your reactions will soften. Your choices will sharpen. Your self-talk will become kinder and firmer at the same time. You will stop entertaining conversations that drain you. You will stop explaining your boundaries like they are negotiable. You will stop shrinking your dreams to make insecure people comfortable. And something remarkable will begin to happen. Your hour will spill into your day. You will walk differently into meetings. You will listen differently in relationships. You will approach conflict with less fear and more clarity. You will carry a calm confidence that does not need to dominate a room to belong in it. Because when you invest in yourself before the world gets your attention, you stop arriving depleted. Now let me speak to the part of you that is tired, not lazy, tired. The part of you that has been strong for too long without being supported. The part of you that learned how to survive before it learned how to dream. Your 1 hour is not another responsibility. It is relief. It is the only hour of your day that does not ask you to perform for anyone. You do not need to impress in this hour. You do not need to be productive in the way the world defines productivity. You need to be honest. You need to be present. You need to be brave enough to look at your life without judgment and say, I can build something better from here. Because you can, no matter how many detours you took, no matter how long you stayed in what you outgrew, no matter how many times you betrayed your own needs to keep the peace. You are not disqualified from renewal. This is your return. The next part of your hour is movement, and I do not mean punishment disguised as fitness. I mean reconnection with your body. You stretch, you walk, you breathe deeply into places that have been holding stress for years. You allow your muscles to remember that they are alive for more than labor. Your body is not an obstacle to your dreams. It is the vehicle. And when you treat it with care, when you move it with respect, when you listen to its signals instead of silencing them with distraction, something changes in your energy. You begin to feel worthy of health. You begin to feel capable of strength. You begin to feel anchored inside yourself. A grounded body supports a focused mind. A respected body supports a resilient spirit. Then, in the final moments of your hour, you return to reflection. Not criticism, not regret. Reflection, you ask yourself gentle, powerful questions. What did I learn today? Where did I grow? What challenged me? What am I grateful for right now, even if it is small? Gratitude is not denial, it is perspective. It teaches your mind to recognize abundance before it arrives in obvious form. And this small practice, this closing of your hour with awareness, reprograms your attention. You stop scanning your life only for what is missing. You begin to notice what is working. You begin to notice your own courage. You begin to notice how much you are actually doing, even when the results are still unfolding. Let me tell you something most people never hear. Your future is not built by your best days. It is built by your repeatable ones. The ones where you show up with moderate energy and quiet determination. The ones where you do not feel inspired, but you feel responsible for your own becoming. This hour is not about becoming someone else. It is about removing everything that has been covering who you already are. You are not here to imitate success. You are here to embody your own. And yes, people will notice. They will ask what changed. They will comment on your calm. They will sense something steady in your presence. But do not rush to explain. Let your life answer for you. Because the greatest confidence is not verbal, it is behavioral. It is how you protect your time. It is how you choose your commitments. It is how you respond when life does not cooperate with your plans. Your 1 hour a day trains you to remain rooted when circumstances shake you. Now listen to me closely. There will be a temptation to customize this hour for comfort, to keep it safe, to avoid the uncomfortable actions, to stay in reflection and never step into risk. Do not let your ritual become a hiding place. Growth requires courage. Change requires exposure. Becoming requires you to be seen first by yourself. Your hour must include something that stretches you, something that scares you just enough to remind you that you are alive and expanding. Because confidence is not built by waiting until fear disappears. It is built by acting kindly and firmly in its presence. You do not need perfect conditions. You need consistent intention. And if you miss a day, and you will because you are human, do not punish yourself. Resume. Do not dramatize interruption. Do not turn one missed hour into a story about your inadequacy. You are building a life, not passing a test. Return gently, return quickly, return without shame. Your future self is not counting your failures. Your future self is waiting for your persistence. Let me speak to 2026 for you. This is the year where quiet people become powerful. This is the year where private discipline outperforms public motivation. This is the year where you stop waiting to feel ready and start training yourself to be prepared. The world is changing faster than comfort can keep up with. But adaptability belongs to those who invest in their inner stability. Your 1 hour a day becomes your anchor in uncertainty, your laboratory for self-leadership, your sanctuary for recalibration. It becomes the place where you remember that your worth is not defined by your productivity, but your potential is activated by your practice. And here is the most important truth I can offer you tonight. You are not trying to fix your life. You are trying to finally participate in it. You are not here to erase your past. You are here to transform its lessons into leadership. You are not here to become perfect. You are here to become present. 1 hour a day will teach you how to listen to yourself. 1 hour a day will teach you how to trust your own direction. 1 hour a day will teach you how to build momentum without burning yourself out. And one day, quietly, unexpectedly, you will look back and realize that the version of you who used to hesitate has been replaced by someone who moves with intention, someone who rests without guilt, someone who acts without constant reassurance, someone who knows when to speak and when to protect their silence. You will realize that your standards have risen. Your tolerance for chaos has lowered. Your patience with your own excuses has softened into compassion, but not compliance. You will still be human. You will still struggle. You will still feel uncertain at times. But you will no longer feel powerless, because power is not loud. It is practiced. And tonight, right here, right now, I want you to make a small, brave agreement with yourself, not to change your whole life, not to reinvent your identity, not to fix everything that hurts, just to claim 1 hour. 1 hour to breathe, 1 hour to decide, 1 hour to act, 1 hour to grow. 1 hour to remember who you are becoming. Protect it, schedule it, defend it, honor it, because no one will ever build your future with the care you can't. And the life you want is not waiting on time. It is waiting on your attention. The life you want is hidden inside your daily behavior, not in the big promises you whisper to yourself late at night, not in the plans you make when motivation feels generous, not in the version of you that only appears when everything is going well. It is hidden in the smallest choices you make, when nobody is watching you, when no one is praising you, when your name is not being called, and your effort is not being noticed. I want you to hear this without judgment, without shame, without fear. Your future is not built by your imagination. It is built by your habits. And not the impressive ones you like to talk about, the quiet ones you repeat without thinking. Every morning you teach your life how to treat you. Every evening you show your destiny how seriously you take yourself. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You live at the level of your behavior. We live in a world that celebrates vision but ignores execution. We admire intention, but we are shaped by repetition. We applaud ambition, but we become what we practice. You can want peace and still rehearse chaos every day. You can want confidence and still train insecurity through your routines. You can want growth and still protect comfort like it is sacred. Your daily behavior is not neutral. It is a vote. It is a declaration. It is a quiet contract between who you are and who you are becoming. And I know how easy it is to fall in love with the idea of a better life. I know how comforting it feels to imagine yourself stronger, calmer, more disciplined, more fulfilled, more respected, more free. I know how alive you feel when you picture yourself finally arriving at the place where you believe you will rest. But imagination without behavior becomes a beautiful form of delay. The truth most people avoid is not that they lack potential. It is that their potential is buried under patterns they refuse to examine. You do not need to become a new person. You need to become aware of the person you rehearse every day. Because behavior is memory. It remembers what you tolerate. It remembers what you postpone. It remembers what you excuse. It remembers what you protect. Your calendar knows what matters to you. Your body knows what you neglect. Your relationships know how much emotional discipline you practice. Your work knows how often you choose focus over distraction. Your future is already being trained, not someday, not next year, not when circumstances improve, right now. Most people are not failing because life is unfair. They are failing quietly because their days are unmanaged, not disorganized, unexamined. You wake up and you reach for your phone before you reach for your breath. You absorb other people's urgency before you consult your own direction. You scroll into someone else's success before you take one step toward your own. That is behavior. You say you want clarity, but you feed your mind noise. You say you want discipline, but you reward avoidance. You say you want confidence, but you rehearse self-doubt every time you hesitate to speak your truth. The life you want does not respond to what you say you believe. It responds to what you repeatedly do. Your habits are shaping your identity long before your intentions get a chance to intervene. And I want to say something gently, because this is where people often misunderstand transformation. Your behavior is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of your conditioning. You were trained. You were modeled. You were influenced. You were shaped by environments that taught you what was normal, what was acceptable, what was expected. But what was normal for your past does not have to become permanent for your future. The power you are looking for is not hidden in motivation. It is hidden in structure, because motivation is emotional, behavior is operational. You can feel inspired and still stay unchanged. But you cannot practice something daily and remain the same. Your nervous system learns faster than your mind. Your body adapts before your beliefs catch up. Your habits rewrite your identity before your confidence even arrives. That is why daily behavior is so dangerous and so sacred at the same time. It is small enough to be ignored, but strong enough to rewrite your entire life. You do not wake up one morning confident. You become confident because you repeatedly keep promises to yourself. You do not suddenly become disciplined. You become disciplined because you train yourself to act when comfort begs you to stop. You do not suddenly become emotionally stable. You become emotionally stable because you learn how to pause before reacting. Your daily behavior is teaching your mind what kind of person you are allowed to be. Every time you avoid what you said you would do, your identity listens. Every time you follow through when it is uncomfortable, your identity changes. You are educating yourself through action. And let me say something that may feel uncomfortable, but deeply liberating. You do not need more information. You need more implementation. You already know what would improve your life. You know what you should stop tolerating. You know what you should start practicing. You know what drains you. You know what strengthens you. You know which conversations you avoid. You know which habits keep you stuck. Your problem is not clarity. Your problem is consistency. And consistency is not built by pressure. It is built by identity alignment. You do what feels natural to who you believe you are. So when you say you want a different life, what you are really saying is that you are ready to become a different daily version of yourself. Not a perfect one, a practiced one, a calmer one in moments of conflict, a more honest one in moments of decision, a more disciplined one in moments of fatigue, a more compassionate one in moments of self-judgment. Your future self is not created by a dramatic breakthrough. Your future self is created by behavioral loyalty. What you repeat when you are tired becomes your real character. What you choose when nobody rewards you becomes your real discipline. What you do when no one will ever know becomes your real integrity. The life you want is hidden in how you speak to yourself in the morning, in how you close your laptop at night, in how you respond to disappointment, in how you structure your attention, in how you recover after mistakes. It is hidden in how you spend your first 10 minutes of the day. It is hidden in how you treat your body when stress rises. It is hidden in how you choose your environment. It is hidden in how you protect your energy. It is hidden in how you handle small opportunities. People think destiny arrives through grand opportunities, but destiny is usually assembled through ordinary routines. You become reliable to yourself before you become reliable to the world. And there is something powerful that happens when your behavior begins to match your desire. Your mind stops negotiating. Your self-talk becomes quieter. Your internal conflict softens. Because many of you are not struggling with external resistance. You are struggling with internal inconsistency. You tell yourself one story and live another. You say you want peace, but your schedule is violent to your nervous system. You say you want growth, but your evenings are anesthetized by distraction. You say you want clarity, but your mind is constantly overstimulated. Your behavior is the language your future understands. Not your affirmations, not your intentions, not your excuses. Your actions translate your values into reality. And here is the part most people avoid. Your daily behavior is not only shaping what you achieve, it is shaping what you tolerate. The way you allow disrespect teaches others how to treat you. The way you avoid discomfort teaches your fear where it can control you. The way you ignore your needs teaches your body that it is last on your priority list. Your habits are boundaries in motion, and boundaries are not something you declare. They are something you practice. If you want a life that respects you, you must behave like someone who respects themselves. If you want a life that feels stable, you must practice stability in small moments. If you want a life that feels meaningful, you must choose meaning over convenience again and again. The invisible decisions are the architects of your visible reality. I want you to think about your average day, not your ideal day, not your productive day, not the day you wish you lived, your normal day, the way you start it, the way you interrupt yourself, the way you postpone, the way you recover, the way you escape discomfort, the way you soothe stress. That day is quietly designing your future, not your rare breakthroughs, not your special events, your normal day. And there is no shame in realizing that your current behavior does not support the life you want. Shame freezes you. Awareness empowers you. Because once you see your patterns, you can redesign them, not all at once, not aggressively, not through burnout. Through alignment, you replace one behavior at a time. You replace avoidance with a small, courageous action. You replace distraction with intentional silence. You replace self-criticism with self-correction. You replace chaos with a simple structure. You do not try to change your whole life. You change the way 1 hour is lived, because the life you want is not hidden inside a massive transformation. It is hidden inside a tiny shift practiced repeatedly. And let me tell you something quietly powerful. Your brain does not need you to believe in your future. It needs you to behave like someone who is building it. Action teaches belief, not the other way around. You do not wait to feel confident to take responsibility. You take responsibility until confidence arrives. You do not wait to feel motivated to show up. You show up until motivation follows your consistency. You do not wait to feel worthy to protect your time. You protect your time until worthiness becomes familiar. Your behavior becomes evidence, and evidence is what convinces the subconscious mind that change is real. Most people sabotage themselves because they keep trying to emotionally convince themselves to change instead of behaviorally training themselves to grow. Your subconscious trusts repetition, not promises. Your nervous system believes what it experiences repeatedly, not what you write in your journal once a month. So if you want a calmer life, your daily behavior must include moments of slowing down. If you want a focused life, your daily behavior must include protection of attention. If you want a healthier life, your daily behavior must include respect for your body. If you want a meaningful life, your daily behavior must include purpose beyond comfort. You cannot talk your way into a new life. You must live your way into it. And let me be honest with you. There will be resistance, not from the world, from your own habits. Because habits are loyal to the version of you that created them. They exist to protect familiarity, not growth. Your brain prefers predictability over progress. So when you change your behavior, your mind may resist, your emotions may protest, your body may hesitate. This does not mean you are doing something wrong. It means you are doing something new. And new behavior always feels unsafe to an old identity. But safety and stagnation are not the same thing. You can be safe and small. You can be safe and silent. You can be safe and unfulfilled. Your life expands when your behavior becomes braver than your comfort. And bravery is not dramatic. It looks like waking up when you said you would. It looks like closing the app when distractions start stealing your time. It looks like saying no without explaining yourself into exhaustion. It looks like resting without guilt. It looks like practicing a skill when no one is watching. It looks like choosing the difficult conversation over silent resentment. Your future is learning from you. Every single day, you are modeling what is possible for your own life. And you are far more influential than you think. You influence your energy. You influence your confidence. You influence your clarity. You influence your resilience through behavior. And here is something deeply freeing. You do not need to change who you are. You need to change what you repeat. Your identity is not fixed. It is rehearsed. You become what you practice being. You become calm by practicing calm responses. You become disciplined by practicing follow through. You become courageous by practicing small acts of bravery. You become focused by practicing attention. You become aligned by practicing integrity in ordinary moments. Your life is listening to your routine, not your speeches, not your intentions, not your excuses, your routine. That is where the real story is written. And I want you to understand something that can quietly transform your relationship with yourself. Your daily behavior is not meant to be perfect. It is meant to be honest. Honest to what matters. Honest to what drains you. Honest to what strengthens you. Perfection creates pressure. Honesty creates progress. When you miss a day, you do not erase your identity. You simply resume your practice. Your power is not in never falling. It is in how quickly you return to alignment. You are allowed to be inconsistent. You are not allowed to give up on your direction. Because the life you want is patient. It does not disappear because you struggled. It waits for your behavior to catch up with your awareness. It waits for your actions to start matching your truth. It waits for you to become loyal to yourself in small ways. And one day, quietly, without fireworks, without announcements, without applause, you will look at your life and realize something has shifted. Your reactions are different. Your boundaries are stronger. Your focus is sharper. Your self-respect is steadier. Your confidence feels grounded instead of performative, not because something magical happened, but because you trained yourself, because you built a relationship with your future through daily behavior, because you stopped waiting for your life to change and started behaving like someone who was responsible for its direction. Because you understood that the life you want is not hidden in tomorrow. It is hidden in how you live today. It is hidden in what you choose to repeat. It is hidden in the way you begin your mornings. It is hidden in the way you treat your energy. It is hidden in the way you respond to fear. It is hidden in the way you handle discomfort. It is hidden in the way you protect your time. It is hidden in the way you honor your commitments to yourself. It is hidden in the way you move when no one is watching. It is hidden in the way you recover when you fail. It is hidden in the way you speak to yourself when you are tired. It is hidden in the way you choose discipline over distraction. It is hidden in the way you replace excuses with action. It is hidden in the way you practice courage when your voice shakes. It is hidden in the way you return to your purpose after you drift. It is hidden in the way you organize your attention. It is hidden in the way you respect your limits. It is hidden in the way you stop waiting to feel ready. It is hidden in the way you train yourself to show up again and again and again. The life you want is not locked away from you. It is waiting inside the behavior you choose next.